Interested in the latest film releases? We'll walk you through some of the good and, as you'll see, fucking awful films. This is a show that can barely keep a host for more than 2 episodes. George is currently in Spain at the moment for about 3.5 months, which means luckily we won't have to hear that grating London accent until at least season 2. We'll give her a bit though, so Georgia, do you want to take us to the intro?
No.
I'm Tom Harvey, the best friend you're rightfully afraid of, with penchant for needlework and sexually inappropriate jokes. Thanks to Loft Bar in Birmingham for letting us commandeer their restaurant. Hopefully we'll make it out before they realise we lied about this being a kids show. My co-host today is Ben Reilly, who's been working part-time as a Patrick Stewart impersonator. The rest of the time he spends dressed as Spider-Man to protect his identity from the legion of Star Trek-obsessed possums.
And our guest today is this purple pillow, because our actual guest pulled out, just like his dad should. And our competition this week, just answer this simple question, leave your answer in the comments. If all existence is careening towards inevitable death, what is the point in life? I look forward to your answers. As always, spoilers coming up. Here's what's on the way.
The Nice Guys is basically Boogie Nights with more murder and less dick. Russell Crowe plays the badass and Ryan Gosling plays handsome man in suit, so they're really earning their paycheck here.
And if you've owned an iPhone in the last 6 years, it's the film adaptation you've all been waiting for. What could be the title of my interactions with women on Plenty of Fish? It's Angry Birds.
So let's take a look at these nice guys in action.
March, Jack Ely. Don't get upset. I'm not here to hurt you.
Look away.
You know there's a mirror here, right?
What do you want?
There's a couple of people say you're a pretty good detective.
That's a lot of work.
I want you to help me with this case.
My profession's very complicated. It's very nuanced. Well, look who decided to show up for class. This is a high-profile case. You seen this girl? Name's Amelia. What's in it for me?
We can do this the easy way.
Ow!
We're currently doing it the easy way.
Dad, there's like whores here and stuff.
Sweetheart, how many times have I told you, don't say and stuff. Just say, Dad, there are whores here. Where are you going?
I think this is gonna work better if we split up.
Wow, that's really insensitive.
Amelia, run!
You were in the pool? Yeah. Why? I had to question the mermaids. What were you doing while I was working? Why do you think everyone involved in this case is dying?
The mob is trying to spread its operation to Los Angeles.
Gun! Gun! Shit! Where is Amelia? She's dead. What do you mean she's dead? You don't know!
Amelia.
Promise me you'll get them.
Yeah, I promise.
Pinky promise?
March!
March! Before we go solving the crime of the century, let's deal with the rotting corpse. Run.
Weapons on the floor.
This is not you. You're not a murderer.
She killed 3 people.
I'm saying deep down. I think I'm invincible. I don't think I can die. Let me.
It's not the smart idea. March!
You're the world's worst detectives.
Got a cool head, though. I made your head small because I know you're sensitive about
terrible.
how big it is.
So what did you think?
I thought it was good. I thought it was a good dynamic between Gosling and Crowe, and Rice. I can't pronounce her first name.
I'm going to go with Angourie.
Angourie?
Angourie.
Or Angourie?
Angourie.
I don't know, I'm sorry.
And
you were very, very
Rice.
good in this film. Very, very good. I like the aesthetic, I like the 70s aesthetic. I think it works really well.
Yeah, it did fit in with the kind of thing I was doing where porn was becoming a big thing and it was only on film and that kind of stuff, so there was no easy medium to get out there.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it made sense.
I thought their dynamic it worked really well. I thought that young kid, Rice, I'm going to call her, she did really well, and it was twisting, and it's really funny as well in parts.
In parts. The thing is, when I saw the trailer and I was kind of giving myself up to watch it, I did think it was going to be a bit more funny.
So
it ended up being
straight up full comedy.
With the name The Nice Guys, I immediately in my head had the other guys with Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell. It was slapsticky in points, but it was more gritty.
Yeah, it's very, very violent in parts.
Very violent.
Like, you should be taking your kids to watch this film anyway.
Oh God, no.
No.
We'll talk about a kids' film later on.
Yeah, there's breasts aplenty.
In the first 5 minutes,
Yeah.
you get the kid with the porno mag, and then that exact porn star in that exact position.
Yeah, there's
Dying as well, which it just straight off the bat hits you with the rating that it got.
Yeah, it does, and it automatically sends you on this sort of okay, what's going on?
Yeah.
It makes you pay attention instantly because there's no slow build. You're instantly inquisitive about what's occurring.
No, exactly. There was no obvious storyline to come from what was happening, and you only really found out like the last hour, the full depth of what it went into.
Yeah, it's a mystery film, so it's all build up, isn't it?
It is all
You know,
build up.
I really, really enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. I liked Russell Crowe's introduction into it, where he just beats someone up.
Yeah, that's
because it
fantastic.
just immediately you get what his character is about.
I think this might be the first film I've ever seen Ryan Gosling in.
Really?
I think so. I've
Not
never
seen The Notebook.
I've not seen The Notebook.
The Notebook's basically like this.
Is it?
It's
is it
exactly
really?
like
I've heard it's like
all
this.
the nudity, all the violence, but they build a house.
Is that the case?
Yeah, that's basically it.
That's why women like it so much.
Yeah, because it's a house.
But it's just filled with violence, I assume. Because is it the same director, Shane Black? Does he direct The Notebook as well?
I really hope
I
so.
might have to actually
I
watch
really
The
hope
Notebook
so.
now. But I think it's the first film I've never seen Drive. So yeah, I think this might be the first thing I've seen Gosling in, and I'm very impressed. I know that makes me sound like a bit of a Philistine.
I think the only two films I've seen Gosling in are The Notebook and this, and he does play two very, very different characters.
I thought his comedic timing was excellent. I thought him and Russell Crowe played off each other very well.
I didn't really expect him to be a very good comic actor, Ryan Gosling, just because I'd seen
Yeah,
The Notebook, and that's the only thing I'd seen him.
Yeah, like I said, I had no preconceptions about him, so it was quite refreshing, really. It's in popular sort of culture that The Notebook is, you know, what it is. I know if someone gets Alzheimer's, someone does. Spoilers for that film, by the way.
If you've not seen The Notebook, what year are you in? Like, this came out a while ago.
Sorry, I've been single for a long time. No one's forced me to watch it. But overall, I really enjoyed this film, and I would recommend it highly. I would rate it highly because the show is called Rate It, not Recommended.
There were bits I enjoyed. It wasn't a terrible film. It was a good film, but I wouldn't. It's not one I'm going to be rewatching over and over again. Because I mean, the other guys, it was quite crappy for what it was, but it was slapsticky and stuff,
exactly.
and I'd probably watch that again just for the terrible humour and the fact The Rock's in it.
The Rock is in it.
The Rock is in it.
Not the other guys.
No,
Yes, the other
nice
guys. Not the nice guys.
Not the nice guys. If only.
very confusing.
How good would that have been?
The Rock should be in everything.
The Rock should be in every film. We're not talking about The Rock.
No, sorry. Sorry, I don't want to swat aside into my love fest of The Rock. How great he is.
You are dressed as Stone Cold as well as
I'm not dressed as
Patrick
Stone Cold.
Stewart, Stone Cold, Ross Campbell.
All don't look alike. I'm not going to start my campaign about bald awareness either.
I thought it was decent. I think the only character I really cared about towards the end was Holly, the little girl.
Yes.
Because she was easily the best detective out of the three of them. She helped more than either of the two main characters.
Yes.
Like, she saved her life a couple of times.
And she almost saved it, a third until
She ran off.
she ran off.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I don't want to spoil the film for
Yeah.
you. But
Well, we said
we
spoilers.
did say spoilers, but she gets iced.
She gets iced, baby.
Iced, baby. It's pretty nasty.
There was a bit of character development for Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling's characters towards the end, where Ryan Gosling stopped drinking as much and Russell Crowe stopped murdering people as much.
But then at the end, Russell Crowe starts drinking.
And Ryan Gosling goes back to drinking.
Yeah, and they're happy about that. And I like that motto.
Keep drinking. This is the motto we have on every show. I don't think there's going to be an episode of Rated where we're not, and I'm going to cover this label, you can probably tell, that we're not just randomly advertising booze. We should probably be sponsored by Anheuser-Busch at this point.
But we mix it up every episode. We're not loyal to one brand, so all you beer brands, just send us everything you've got. It's fine.
Easily set up for a sequel.
Yes.
With the flyer with both their faces on. Probably better detective work, less drunkenness.
Well, I think the film is not about how good they are as detectives.
I think the film is the exact opposite. It's how bad they are as detectives.
It sort of defies like what you know about detective conventions in films. Russell Crowe's looking at something which he believes is a flight number, and Ryan Gosling stops him and goes, "That's not a flight number," and gives him this whole spiel about what's actually going on, and you think, oh, okay, that's brilliant detective work. And then when they get to the location, it's like, that place hasn't been here for 2 years. There's little asides which divert you from what you think is the normal pace of these movies. Enough funny bits that I would call it a comedy, even though it is essentially a mystery detective film. It's
a mystery detective film with slight bits of comedy, trying to break up the violence and the nudity with a bit of slapstick, a bit of random bits of jokes and stuff like that. I mean, the fight scenes are pretty decent. Do quite enjoy those. When Russell Crowe's fighting that guy by the jacuzzi, because as soon as he starts putting Russell Crowe's head in the water, I was like, he's gonna grab the gun and he's probably gonna like reach around and shoot him in the head or something. It's gonna be one of those scenes, and it ended up being him shooting through the jacuzzi into the dude's leg.
Yeah, good aim.
It's a pretty nice shot, both in the actual shot and the cinematography in it.
I would like to think that the parties in the 70s were like that. When Ryan Gosling walks into that party and there is a girl walking around with cigarettes
in a hat,
and it's just like, yeah, just help yourself. I wasn't alive in the 70s, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately, I'd be older now. But it just carried that vibe to it, and I really, really enjoyed it. I would watch it again. I would show people that film.
It's a very decent acting in it. There are a few... I mean, Kim Basinger's not been in a film in God knows how long. Not a film I've seen, at least. She appears in this as like a badass Department of Justice head.
Yeah. Had that LA Confidential vibe with Russell Crowe and Kim Basinger as well, both of them. It's like LA Confidential crossed with The Naked Gun.
But a lot less puns.
Yes.
Much fewer puns. Sorely lacking in puns. If there's one criticism I will have of this film.
I think that's a criticism for every film, personally.
Yeah. Apart from Naked Gun, Airplane.
Exactly.
But anyway, we'll be moving on to something a little more colourful now.
Ow!
Oh, I'm horrible.
Mr. Red?
There seems to be a recurring issue here. Come on, baby! Anger! Am I a passionate bird? Oh. Yes, but why does it matter that we're not the same?
Don't look, Bobby. The anger might be contagious.
He started it.
Something's coming!
Greetings! I am a pig.
What's a pig?
Show him how we do it.
How you doing?
Is that what I think it is? Excuse me? Those are fragile, all right? Not yours. You are making our guests feel unwelcome, and you're not asking basic questions.
Well, this just got awkward.
Doesn't anyone see what's going on here? The whole world is in danger, and it's up to us to stop them. Giblets!
Oh my god.
If anyone knows what these pigs are up to, it's Mighty Eagle.
It's Mighty Eagle's Lake of Wisdom!
Get out of there! Don't spit in his mouth. No, don't spit it back! Oh, don't swallow it. Oh, wow. It's him. horrible turn of events. Horrible.
So shall we move from Angourie Rice to Angourie Birds?
Let's do it, man.
Nice little segue there.
Fantastic segue.
Tried it.
I really enjoyed it. Well, it's an adaptation that's about 5 years too late. Popular in 2009, probably reached its peak in 2010 as a computer game.
I remember when I was going to, and this is bringing it back to its time, going into an HMV store, just playing about on their iPads, playing a bit of Angry Birds, a few mates.
Yes.
This was, to be fair, this was when I was like 15, so I probably had better things to do.
15, I was a little bit
But,
older. I don't know if we needed context for what was occurring.
The thing is, with this game, there was a lot of discussion of, like, why is this actually happening as a thing? Whereas now it's 2016, it's 7 years on from its original release. We've now got a backstory, but it's just a bit too late.
I don't play Angry Birds anymore. I'm not sure if the game is still as popular as it was. Probably not as popular as it was. And it was a
pretty
cultural
popular
phenomenon at the time.
But since then, I mean, they've got loads of spin-off games, and they've got TV series. They have 3 TV, or like mini short series,
Really?
I think they have. They've got 3 TV series. And it kind of seems like they're just beating the dead horse for as much as they possibly can.
Yeah, I mean, how much money did they make?
About 320 million off their 73 million budget for a cash grab that's way too late.
There you go.
They've done a massive.
It was worthwhile then.
They've done a service
from
to
that
themselves.
perspective, and they've got some really, really talented people in it. Really
They
talented.
do. They have half of SNL from the past 5 years, and it kind of plays out like SNL in that it has its moments and it has some really all right or good bits.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, it's a bit lackluster. It's not really hitting all the notes it's trying to.
I thought it was paced really, really weirdly as well. I think you could probably shave about 20 minutes off this film. I don't think this film needs to be over 90 minutes long. You could have done what needed to be done in 75 minutes. For the first hour, they're building up, and then for the last half an hour is the siege, which is the scenes from the games, which you know.
Yes.
Just them firing themselves into Pigtown, I think it was called. Piggyville?
Piggy Island. Piggy Island.
Piggy Island.
Piggy Island.
It's Piggy Island. And
We have done our research.
laying this place.
They do lay it to waste.
They lay this place to waste. I mean, there is no Piggy Island left after this. That's how angry these birds are.
They are some angry birds.
They are some annoyed, they're slightly irritated birds, I'm not going to lie. And to be fair, these pigs are trying to eat their children. That's pretty dark.
It's a pretty dark storyline. It's just a weird thing for a kids' film to basically just be like, oh, you know this game you love? This is the backstory. And it's actually, the pigs are trying to eat these birds that you are yourself firing into their Piggy Island territories.
Yeah.
And it's just a weird premise for a film anyway. It's not the worst. It's probably the best video game adaptation.
It's probably the best video game adaptation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't mean
didn't
it's
include Bob Hoskins, sadly.
excellent.
But
When you think about the ones that have come before it, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, excellent.
Excellent.
As we
Excellent
all
film.
know,
Super
Street
Mario
Fighter
Bros.
with, JCVD playing Guile, American as Apple Pie. I can't really think of any video game adaptations that are any better than this.
No, and if you think about even Pixels was a just really good premise. Just terrible film.
I just thought it's paced very, very strangely. I think you could have done the whole story in a lot less time. Sean Penn's in the film. His one line is, that's excellent for Sean Penn. I mean,
Yeah, he's earning that dollar.
he's extremely talented actor.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe was one of the jokes they were going for.
And they've got Josh Gad playing the Speedy Bird.
Yes.
So at least he's not playing the fat sidekick.
They had a
There's one.
Quicksilver scene in the film.
They had a Quicksilver.
They had a
Oh
Quicksilver
god, that
scene
was
in the film.
that I did kind of like that bit.
Yeah,
In a really
it's
annoying
a nice
way.
little tip of the hat.
Nice bit of tip of the hat. The rest of the references they made, I mean, they made a Shining reference. They made a reference to the Eagles, and you're kind of watching it, kind of just like, I get that these are jokes that are geared more towards the parents that are having to take their kids to this, but it seemed like there were a bit too many of those.
I don't think they landed either.
They didn't really land. Like there was the Shining reference with the twins. They didn't even have the pig twins talk. They just had them in the correct outfits and everything that you'd think. Yeah,
it's just
that's the twins from the
solid,
Shining. It's very odd. The references they made to the game itself, you'd only really get if you'd been progressively playing it since 2009.
Yeah, I just think it's very tenuous, and like you said, I think it is just making money. And
It is,
they've made
yeah.
what, 4 times what they've made?
Yeah, 4.5 times the amount that they actually put on budget.
Fair play to them, it worked.
It did work as a very late cash.
They do leave it open as a sequel as well.
They have.
It's
Where, and you start off with Red being, like, he goes to the anger management thing, and even the other birds in the anger management thing don't like him because he's too angry, and he's continually just being an arsehole to them.
But I can sort of see his point, because I was looking at the other birds that he was living with, and they were all really irritating. I think any sensible person would have been angry in that situation as well. I still can sympathise with him though, because he was a bit of a knob. I know I'm talking about a cartoon bird.
Anthropomorphised birds. Yeah, there was no real main person to root for the entire film.
Exactly, I didn't...
Because Red was, to begin with, the antagonist, and then later on became the protagonist.
But everyone around him as well was antagonising him. I didn't really understand, like, who am I supposed to be backing
Exactly, yeah. It was just a weird group of characters where you don't really like any of them.
Being angry wasn't always going to help him, so he passes up his anger and becomes smart with this one portion and hides in this thing that he's going to protect him from an explosion, which wipes out everyone else. Doesn't kill anyone, so I think he would have been fine anyway.
Because during the entire film they had flashbacks of him being picked on as a kid. And stuff like that. And you actually really understand why he was so angry.
Yeah, because he was picked on for being an orphan and having big eyebrows.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
That was it.
It was terrible.
I'm not an orphan, but I have big eyebrows, so I can relate with. I found actually, no, talking about it now, it's like therapy, I've realised, you're my guy. The film, I've changed my opinion now. I can relate to him.
The film is so much more relatable now.
Yes.
I've pointed this out.
No.
It kind of makes that bird more relatable. At the same time, you don't like any of them.
Why? How am I supposed to support any of the other birds in their quest to get their kids back? If all they've done from the moment this guy was born is slate him because he had no parents and he happened to have big eyebrows.
When they brought in the eagle at the end, and it was kind of that Mickey Rourke from The Wrestler kind of thing where everyone sees it as this hero, but it's like all washed up. They should have really, instead of dragging Peter Dinklage into it, they should have got Mickey Rourke drunk, put him in a recording studio, and just said, "You're an eagle in this," and let him just ad-lib everything. That would have been a much more interesting character.
It doesn't offer anything new, you know. I think they do the Shrek thing at the end where the end credits is the characters dancing, and you know everyone's fine. I just think the people that made the film, they watched some Pixar films and tried to replicate it, but they didn't manage to capture the charm which Pixar films have.
The animation in the film to the animation in the game, they did well in at least keeping it to a certain...
Yeah, there's a certain aesthetic about it which you have to keep. And they had a good soundtrack though, I will give it that.
It had a fantastic
When you
soundtrack.
open with Paranoid by Black Sabbath.
Exactly. If there's one good thing you say about it, I mean, it definitely wasn't made for us. Well, neither of us play Angry Birds.
Not anymore.
Neither of us are children anymore.
Not anymore.
And so it for what it was still, I wouldn't rewatch it, but I didn't like hate it.
No, it was just in the background really when I was watching it. It had a good soundtrack, and it's probably the best video game adaptation
ever.
I'd go with ever. Advent Children, the Final Fantasy film, is good, and there's a Japanese Street Fighter film which is good as well.
The Pokemon films,
they were good,
but that was kind of like the game came out before the TV show. Anyway, we're going off topic.
Okay. This tends to happen.
Should we move on?
Should we wrap it up?
Yep.
Okay. So that was Angry Birds. Now we've got 3 trailers coming up that are coming your way soon.
Welcome, shoppers.
Ketchup, mustard, sausages and buns.
I can't be everything you want me to be. I can't be.
Set them straight, boys! Hey, look at this! We've got one!
Oh, yes! We're chosen! Yes!
Yeah! We've been chosen together!
Hey, Brenda, you and me.
I'm so happy that God's put our packages together.
It's because we belong together.
It's like we were made for each other.
Get ready, boys!
Feels amazing. Oh, yes! I'm the first to enter eternity. Oh, potato! Way to go, buddy! The pipes are coming. Oh, Jesus! Fuck! Oh, gummy skin! She's peeling me fucking stuff! Fuck!
Oops.
They're eating children! Fucking children!
So, you have learned the terrible truth.
I gotta tell everyone.
No one will believe you.
I have to try. Everyone will die otherwise.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Fuck me, right?
Shake with your
Run for your fucking lives!
Overstated.
Once you see that shit, it'll fuck you up for life. Good luck. Have fun.
State your name for the record.
Jin Urso.
Forgery of imperial documents, possession of stolen property, aggravated assault, resisting arrest.
On your own from the age of 15, reckless, aggressive, and undisciplined.
This is a rebellion, isn't it? I rebel.
We have a mission for you. A major weapons test is imminent. We need to know what it is and how to destroy it.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
What will you do when they catch you? What will you do if they break you? If you continue to fight? What will you become?
Hello, I'm David Brent. You probably know me as the star of the documentary The Office. I'm currently a singer-songwriter. Oh, yeah. Here they come. Come on in. We are foregone conclusion. And a rep. That's as stiff as you like, and it won't damage your rug. Well, that's what I told her. When I left Wernham Hog, I found myself again. And I started to do what I do best, entertain. Keep the noise down. Nah, turn it up. I'm putting a tour together. Let me take you down the Quality Street. On the road is where I really come alive. Biddly, 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 bong, yo.
We're both just trying to make it, but he just has me rapping about a lot of weird shit.
Black people aren't crazy, fat people aren't lazy, and dwarves aren't babies. You can't just pick them up, they got rights.
People often say, is there anything you won't joke about? Yes, they're handicapped.
I didn't really know it's a laugh or cry. There's been quite a few moments like that, I think. There have, yeah.
This tour is going to get better and better. Right, who wants a t-shirt?
You think it's painful to watch? I have to stand next to him.
We are going to get a little bit funky, probably too funky. Is the lead singer cool?
Just when you think it can't get any worse, you shoot a fat girl in the face with a t-shirt gun.
I let her keep the t-shirt, so it won't fit her. I like making people feel. I get inside your head, maybe get inside your heart. Guilty. Hey! What do you two do?
Work in an office.
Do you?
So now for an animated film, which is definitely not for kids, onto Sausage Party.
Sausage Party.
Which also has Bill Hader in.
It does also have. We've gone from Weird animated and Weird Bill Hader to both.
Yeah, and now he's in this as well, and this looks... I love the look of this.
I think it looks great. It's going to be a bit weird, a bit out there, and I mean the gags in the trailer looks quite good. But if that's the best that they've got, you've got to hope that there's something to fill.
You have to make sure that the charm of seeing what is apparently a Pixar film in the animation style saying fuck. Yes. Doesn't wear off after a while, but I'm sure. Exactly. I mean, I like This Is the End. I'm not sure if everyone liked that. I really enjoyed it, and I like Superbad is obviously
it's a classic. It's a classic teen comedy kind of thing. Exactly. And this looks like it's going to be the exact same.
I'm a big fan of Seth Rogen, a big fan of that whole crew really. So I think
they might have, because I'm going to guess they're going to go with a try to get at least 15 rating, so they can get more of an audience. They might have a bit of difficulty. I potentially, unless those are the worst bits, and then the rest of it is not as risque.
Yeah, violence-wise, you should be okay because you're just showing people.
Yeah, it's
peeling potatoes. It just happens to be on the background of horrendous screaming. But no, I'm quietly confident about that one. I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah, I think that'll be fantastic, especially compared to a lot of animated films that you've not really seen. I don't think I've seen a decent, properly adult animated one since South Park.
Yeah, probably.
Moving on to Rogue One, I like the fact that they're doing one in the series every 2 years and then a filler every 2 years, just to keep it.
Yeah, and you may as well keep making them because people are going to keep seeing them.
Talking about cash grabs from the past.
Well,
it is a good story.
Cash grabs harsh,
it's a good story.
But yeah, they'll keep making them, and why not? Because people will continue to go see them, and if you can do these singular stories without affecting, the main arc.
Yeah.
So you can do these singular ones. I am still waiting for Quentin Tarantino to direct a Mace Windu film, and I will continue to pull for that because I think
that would be
excellent.
The best.
That would probably be a 15 or an 18. But
Star Wars film with the most N-words.
Who wouldn't want to see Samuel L. Jackson directed by Quentin Tarantino? Just running a swath through the
that'd be great.
Through the Empire. That'd be great.
That'd be fantastic. The David Brent film. Looking forward to that.
I am looking forward to that.
I'm going to be honest here. I didn't watch much of the original Office. No. I've not watched much of the US Office.
No, really.
I think just because when the original Office came out, I was a bit young.
Yeah, I think it was 2001.
Exactly. So I definitely need to have caught up sometime soon. But
I recommend it. I remember seeing it when it first came out. That character is fantastic, and it reminds me of. It's nice to see Ricky Gervais going back to David Brent, really, because it reminds me of Steve Coogan went away from Alan Partridge, and then
did the Alan Partridge,
and then came back to him. It gives you time away to appreciate it, and it's just there's so much depth that you can. There's so many jokes that you can do with that character because.
And especially with The Office US really taking off globally, they've really reached their audience out a lot more, and so people in the US will probably be wanting to see this just to see where it originated from, and that kind of thing. And also, it's got Doc Brown in as the rapper. Doc Brown's a fantastic comedian.
He is very
I'm very looking forward to that.
I'd be interested to know if Stephen Merchant is writing this with Ricky Gervais or if this is just Ricky Gervais on his own, because that might change things a little bit. Because Stephen Merchant was co-writer on The Office, co-writer on Extras, co-writer on Life's Too Short. So I believe Ricky Gervais wrote Derek on his own. So if it is Ricky on his own without Merchant, it might have a different dynamic to what the original series was.
Exactly. But, and I wasn't.
We'll see. I should probably research that.
Probably, but I wasn't.
I've already said it now.
I wasn't really a fan of Derek myself, but I think the collaboration of Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant would just make this film just fantastic.
Yeah,
Stephen Merchant's hilarious. Yeah. Ricky Gervais is hilarious in its moments, and it should be a good film. I think all three of these definitely going to go see.
Yeah, I will see all three of these films, which is rare, really.
Very rare.
From 3 trailers.
Well, if you've enjoyed what you've watched, then feel free to send letters and punctuation in the form of comments. You'll be judged on your grammar, spelling, and we will release the results of the most successful troll on the next show. Thanks to Ben Reilly, who's been funnier than Right Host, and to think people actually watch this shit. I don't think they do.
I don't think they do, no.
My dad joined Starfleet because he believed in it. I joined on a dare.
You joined to see if you could live up to him. all this time trying to be your dad.
We were overwhelmed by something we've never seen before. I know this isn't the last of my crew.
I'm bracing for the pain.